Wiley, Tom Lee.
Dan didn't show up.
There he is. Okay.
Carol Thomas, I'm the treasurer.
I'm Dave Snow, I'm finance committee.
Jim, if you talk, it should go towards you.
And I'm Jim McQueenie, and I'm usually up there on the wall where you are now.
So Jay, sorry about that. Hopefully you'll be able to be with us in person and meet folks face to face. So Jay, I'm going to turn it over to you for your 15 minutes or less of fame. I told him, quick.
I'll keep it short. I know you got French Festival starting. You guys sounded like you were talking through a fan there for a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
I have Nicola with me, and Nicola, I know you folks met her. Some of you did on the interview, and Nicola is a planner and a grant writer, and does a whole lot of economic development and a whole lot of things that we're hoping to bring to the table with you. And Mary, I appreciate we've had some conversations prior to the meeting, and we've looked at some of the the outstanding things that are on your agenda, which we're looking at, and I'll be in touch with your previous grant writer to touch base on some of those things and see what the status is. I'm aware of what's going on with your charger grant and some other things, and we want to make sure that we lock certain things down because we don't want to lose things, and as we move forward. And the whole idea is like, and this is so short. I assumed this first meeting I was going to be coming out and sitting with you and doing some strategy. But so I'd like to come up and do that when we can in later on, because I'm a firm believer in sitting down with you and looking at your plans and seeing where you want to take things, the current grants that you have, and helping administer with those. And then, looking forward at, some of the things that are coming up, in the state. And, there's a whole host of things coming up. Obviously, we're in the middle of, CFA time. But there are certainly, a lot of other grants coming up that, we can look at and have some planning. I hate having to just go into it and, not be able to do the things that I'm trying to open that one Google document from you related to some of the things you have going on. I was able to, so that's good. I did receive your email on the timesheet and how to go about the sort of housekeeping things that you're going to want for me to show the hours that you're paying for, that you're getting. And I want to make sure that we, make sure that you're getting, status updates and time. I would also like to, at some point, I know since you have an office, I would like to have the opportunity to sometimes come up so we can meet with people, especially during grant cycles. So the business community or the nonprofits or whoever can come in and sit and talk with us face to face. I'm a firm believer in that. We have the office in Oswego County, so I'd like to be able to come up from time to time and have those hours where people can come in and spend that time with us and express their concerns or their needs. Same thing for the board members as well. I want to make sure that I am available to you. I don't know if you wanted to touch base on some of those things with regards to like assisting in, if it was the small project fund or.
Yeah, I think we're okay on the small project fund. I've got an update even above and beyond what I sent to you guys because I got some stuff from Alma today. Pam, I sent you a note and Christine about smart growth.
Yes.
And there will
like to.
Okay, so you guys are going to get a copy of what Pam and another trustee for the village with smart growth to take a look at, which has to go in this month.
Yep.
It's
so
the CFA that Scott
Have
did.
you done? Okay, have you done the resolution on that for this round yet, or no?
No.
No. Okay. Do you meet another time this month that if I got that to you tomorrow, you'd be able to hold that board meeting to do that resolution.
Yes, we'll have a second meeting. Will you still have a meeting? Yes.
When's the meeting?
Smart growth.
It'll be the third.
Yeah.
Yeah, third
Ne-
Thursday.
Yeah, town will meet next week and you guys will
We're on the
meet
22nd.
on the 22nd.
Okay, I can send that to you tomorrow, that
Okay.
resolution, and then there'll be an MWB compliance form. And I can send that to you guys. And then
Okay.
just get that back to me and I can write that grant for you.
Do we
Well,
have the application from last year as well?
Yeah, I can email that to you, the completed application, and Christine and I were working to update it and add some information based on the feedback we got from the state in our debriefing. So we need to put that in a way that you can add it easily.
Yeah, so, Nicola
Okay.
or.
Are you
Jay,
looking for us
I-
to just write this for you? Oh, sorry, Mary, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think
We
they've
have not rewritten it.
Okay, I'm wondering what makes the most sense, is to do something where, maybe Pam gets on the phone with Nicola and, you know, and they can
Sure.
they can run with that. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
probably better.
Yep,
It's really about cleaning it up and adding some specific language that makes it jump out a little more than it did. That kind of thing.
Nicola's got a lot of experience with that, and so that would be fantastic. And I'm sure you're doing a great job with it, but a second set of eyes on it is probably a good thing, and we're willing to help with that, of course, absolutely.
yeah, so, Nicola, I'll take it to send you Pam's contact information. And then I'll let you guys do your thing, or
Yep.
unless, yeah, that worked for you?
Yep,
Okay.
perfect.
Perfect.
Good. And then the other thing I was thinking, Dave, we might want to have, if you have time, set up a meeting with Jay and his team to go through the strategic plan.
Okay. Yeah, and before that meeting with the town, or what are we talking about?
Oh, just, yeah, no, just sometime here, you know, not, yeah, no. I'm just thinking as part of their onboarding, you know, you ran with the strategic plan, if you
Yeah.
could bring them up to speed on that, like I'm bringing them up to speed on some stuff. I think if we do that, they're gonna get moving much quicker than,
Yeah.
than otherwise.
And we can do that via Zoom.
Yeah,
So we can do it in the office too, if you were.
yeah, if you come in, either
I'm
way.
good with that too.
Is
All right.
your strategic plan done and adopted? Is that what you're talking about? Or one that you're trying to work on creating?
We have one that we did, Nicola, certainly always open to input. We've made a few changes, where we, you know, push something down to a lower priority so we can hire the tourism promotion person, that kind of thing. So, but I think it would be good just to say, this is the current state and Dave is probably the right person
Yeah.
to take you through that. All right.
Great.
Okay,
I'll
Good.
link up with Jay for a time then.
Yep, all right, excellent. All right, so Dave will be hooking up with you guys for a time on that.
Fantastic.
Okay, good. I think that gets us going. Any questions, anything top of mind for any of you at this point? I know this was really sort of just the first meeting. No? Okay, looks like everybody's good. You're welcome to sit here and listen to the rest if you'd like, or you can go on and write other grants for CFA, whatever floats your boat.
I'll be up till about midnight tonight on CFAs, and
Well, there you go.
that time of year.
No problem. We'll let you guys sign off then. Thank you so much for
All right.
joining.
And
All right,
we
we'll
are
talk
looking forward to this opportunity. You know, I love coming up to the Cape, and you know, the whole process with the DRI New York Forward was it was good. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to more of that.
Us
Thank
too, and more
Thank
money.
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Take care.
That was really nice. If you could, nobody's ever brought us cupcakes. Okay, the only update on additional projects, I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at that, but I sent that out last week. They've approved, New York State approved today the reimbursements for the fire station and Twist of the Cape, for the ice cream machine. So they're getting their money back now. So that's great. So they're pretty much wrapped up. Loon landing is a concern. They don't seem to be, I guess the latest is Cody's gonna try reaching out to them again. We authorized them. So Loon Landing is that big tall yellow building by the ferry dock.
Oh.
And the only thing the selection committee approved for them was some fencing to hide some unsightliness that would be next to Club Street's park. They need a variance for that. They haven't applied for the variance. They're not responding to requests from Alma. So the last thing she said to me was Cody was going to reach out to them. So, I mean, we kind of been in that mode. So we'll see what happens. But that's where they are. And then the cup, most of them have done something. Frenchtown Market is on hold at this point. I have some people talking next week with the Chavesties to see if we can break something loose. That's really all I'm going to say at this point. But the selection committee was good with having that on hold for a period of time, waiting to see if we got the Ag and Markets grant. You guys all saw the debrief on Ag and Markets. It was unfortunate that it was not better. They were really good about sending me a bunch of stuff. I really whined. Like, they felt bad they didn't give us the money by the time I was done with them. I had to say, well, we had to take all the poor people on a bus all winter long because they had no place to get their food. They felt bad. Anyway, but they did send me a bunch of resources. I would like you guys to think about, and this is just something to consider, if things don't turn around for them, would we consider making a community market with a separate board? So there was one in Buffalo. It's expanded so much, it has gone to 2. There's one in Syracuse, there's one in Rochester. And basically what community-owned markets do is they have a board of directors that control them, but pricing is set to just cover cost. There's no profit. So it's an interesting concept. I asked Ag and Markets about it. They did send me some information on it, so I'm just doing some research.
Where'd you say Syracuse is the closest one?
Yeah, it's at the Salt City Center.
Okay.
And Alma knew that people actually belongs to one of them in Buffalo, and they're supposed to get me a contact to tell me more about it.
Okay.
But if you want to do any research on community-owned grocery stores, it's a really very, it's a very cool concept.
It would be a separate board.
It would be, but could we be the board that has the auspices to get it going, to find investors to,
Be interesting to look into it.
yeah. Okay, so any other questions on where we are with small projects fund? Okay. EV chargers, I finally got a call back from Jeff Farrell today from NIPA, no relation. And he's putting me in touch with someone else. He feels that we have, Scott Gray's office has been involved. He feels we have a very good chance for grants for the EV chargers. So I explained that, we've been holding National Grid at arm's length so we need to get this resolved rather quickly. So we'll see what happens. I have to talk now to the other person that he gave me to, so we'll see, but I'll keep the village informed since that would be a village project.
Great.
Any questions? All right, moving right along. Stacy, we handed out some stuff for you to look at. She's working on the budget. She's going to email us the budget prior to the August meeting. But she is working on it. And obviously working on some of these tourism things. And you all saw her time card that had, stuff she was working on. Any questions on tourism promotion? No. All right, treasurer's report.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with CDs. The July CD that would have just rolled over, I rolled it to January 9th because we do have $26,000 in the savings account. So we have a CD, the next one, August 15th that comes up, and then it's a November 28th, and then January 9th. So we just received, I was handed tonight, the town funds. and
Village funds,
Village funds, sorry. So that would be 20,000.
correct.
So August 15th, I'm gonna let roll over. It won't be till November that we'll have to make a decision on where we're at there.
And you got the Arts Council rent check.
Right, the Arts Council, they're paying for a whole year, and that also just gave me.
Yeah, just back that up.
And I already talked about when I would like to start doing training.
Mhm.
So for the budget, Dave, we're gonna need a meeting in August, after the August board meeting. We'll need budget inputs, like Bill, you've got, Stacy.
Uh-huh.
the-
Which, and she knew that, that's why I said you gotta get a budget in front of us so we can approve it.
So anybody who's got things they're spending, Bill domains, do the promo packet. We'll want kind of those ideas.
Mhm.
You know, of course, it's not perfect, but it's a budget, so whatever we have. I'm assuming as we build this budget, because we'll start in August, we will need a third person on our finance committee in August. So we have to.
I used to be on it before Warren, so
You
we
would
need to
stand
just,
in the meantime,
yeah, I think we just need to do a motion on that.
all right.
I don't think it has to be a resolution, right? We'll just do a motion.
I'll make a motion that Mary joins finance.
I
committee.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And Dave's gonna set a meeting for August, and got our dates to back that up. I have a question. Casey is doing the JCC Court grant course.
Yeah, it starts July 16th.
Oh, it hasn't even started yet.
No, I thought it was July 1st, but I went on and I didn't see anything on there. So I went back in the email. It starts July 16th. So I'll go from July 16th all the way into January.
And is that virtual?
Yes.
We received the external hard drive for backup. Who's the lead on this process? Who's running that?
About the data.
The thing we bought.
Yeah, but putting the data
Putting
on
some
it.
stuff on it.
Well, we kind of started it and then Casey, it kind of went to her and she's migrating files.
Yeah, so
over.
I started putting the Google Drive on there. There was some files that they were formatted. I think they were formatted a little weird or something and wouldn't go on there. I have like 3 pages of files that I wrote down the other day. But I talked to our IT guy at work. And he said maybe to look at my Google Drive on my desktop that I downloaded, because he said I may not have waited long enough for
Oh,
the files to download completely before I tried moving them into the external hard drive. I did take all my files and put them on the external hard drive. It won't let me, I tried to back up my whole computer. For some reason, it won't let me back up my whole computer. It won't like save an image of the computer. So I
I
did put
think
my
some of that
files
stuff,
out.
software,
Me
they
too.
don't want you to
Yeah.
make copies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that has been
It's in
done. I
process.
will
It's in process.
finish it.
And then I hope as you do this, you'll develop a procedure that you document. that
Yeah, I
is-
can write
here's-
something
here's
up.
What we do.
Mhm.
Here's-
Yep.
All right, and the financials are posted and the bank statements and all that. Bills to be paid, total 7165.20. G&G 4470, which is June and July. That's 4470. July rent 150. Town of Cape Vincent for our admin assistant 7854. It's a steal. Amazon hard drive 299.99, which we're set up tax exempt there now. We need to buy things in the future. So to make sure we order it appropriately, right?
Mhm.
Stacy, her 6/8 to 7/7, 2166.77. So that one's a big number. We want to make sure we're getting our.
Well, exactly. And she even said when I picked these up, she goes, I feel like I'm slow starting. And she said that there's just like, she goes, I'm just gathering like data, and she says it just takes time. I'm like, yeah, we didn't expect that we were going to see, 4,000 more people moving to Cape Vincent because they hired you in May. That's next week.
So I'd like someone to make a motion to pay the
Well,
bills.
Carol, real quick
Okay.
question. So for the domain purchase for 3 years, is that gonna be captured on next month's? For the 51 something, or did I miss that?
That will be next month
Because
because
it's a payment
the
to
check came
credit card?
out, right, and it
Got
was the bill. If I had a bill for it, then I would have it in June. But since, so I entered a bill in June, and when it gets paid is different. But that will just hit July, because that's when it came out, so that came from the debit card.
We'll move to pay the bills. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, finance. Dave, got anything?
I just, I passed around the, it's not really finance committee. Right now, we will have a meeting after our August one to do the budget. But the mock-ups that were done, we voted before as part of the strategic plan to do the promotional items. So I did get 4 estimates out there. They're gonna run about $450 for all 3 sets that are made up. I just kind of wanted to give everybody an idea of what we were gonna be ordering. The intent will be that anytime like Fresh Festival, or if we're going out to any of the economic development needs, we'll be able to set up a table like all the other groups and then have some visuals.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we can get Stacy to do for us too.
Yeah.
You know, that she can
Run the table.
run the table.
Yep.
You know, Oktoberfest is coming up.
Absolutely. It'll be that opportunity that we get our logo and our faces out there.
Yeah.
to the community.
And yeah, I mean, it's, you know, obviously the farmer's market is very well attended. The problem is, you know, who's around to do that during the day, but we might want to occasionally do that too.
So the only other thing about it is the black and white tablecloth, the orange piece on there was just to show that we can't highlight colors if we wanted to, but my thought was black and white. That is what we have in our colors right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go with black and white. All right. That's all.
Cool. Governance, Bill.
Well, a variety of things I think have been mostly captured in the emails, but so you probably saw that we went ahead and purchased the domain. That was the number 2 choice because number 1 wasn't available. So that is locked in for 3 years. It's set up on an auto renewal, all that. And then I needed that to go ahead and do the RFP. So that draft RFP right now, I sent it out to both Stacy and Joe just because of their backgrounds. And so Stacy provides some feedback. My question then was whether or not to do an RFP just for the webpage or webpage and some social media, specifically Facebook and Instagram. Stacy came back and said, "No, just do it for the webpage because she will take care of this Facebook and Instagram." And the target basically is kind of the older crowd with the Facebook and the kiddos on the Instagram, and that should cover most of the demographic social media. So she'll take care of that as the promoter, and we just have to RFP for the webpage. As soon as I'm done with that RFP with them, then I'll get out to the board to take a look at, and we'll go from there. The idea would be to go ahead, get it out there, get the proposals back by 1 September, make a decision by 1 October, and then looking out to the future, unless they tell me that's just a crazy timeline, would be by May of 26 to have it completely up. And I say that only because to have it fully functional before the summer session, but you have to back it up so we can look at the draft, the concepts, tweak. They're going to bring us a beta version, test drive it, and all sorts of stuff. And that's why that timeline is roughly the way it is. But you'll see all that in the RFP and get to provide feedback because whether or not we want to accelerate that or whatever, but that's what it currently has. You saw the email I had with the bylaws because Dan said something interesting in the last meeting about Robert's rule. He was 100% correct. And so basically, you know, if we want to streamline going ahead and doing roll call votes and stuff like that, motioning in and out, we can go ahead and continue to motion in and out to go ahead and do roll call voting and stuff, or we can just go ahead and put it as a procedural thing in our bylaws. And we can either do it now or just wait for the November review. You all see it in December, and then we'll table slap that in January if that's something you're interested in doing. And that way you just roll right into it as an agenda item. And then that's just one less voting that you have to remember to do for that. So just food for thought. And then depending if you want to take it one further, if you can continue the roll call voting on some things, everything like that. And that's probably the best way, to be quite honest, because you have a split board in person on screen. But if you wanted to do that, it's really the fact who voted what and capturing that is really the more important of the two things. So just something to consider as we kind of get closer to November with our bylaws and stuff like that. So those are the 4 major updates for governance.
thank you. All right, anything on Club Street, Dan?
We had our second final review meeting. We're hoping to be at 100% by mid-September. As soon as it's completed, we're getting out the bid.
So you got the approval of the Corps of Engineers? I think
Yep,
that was
we
the
got all of
last.
our permitting done.
Okay, that's
Yep.
great.
So,
But so no work will start until,
we're hoping to start the wall over the winter.
Yeah.
And get it in and same process, try to have the docks built by loading season. And you've got the spawning window in there that you can't do anything in the water. And
Yeah.
so
well, that's good though, but
We're
by next
hoping.
summer we should have,
We're hoping.
yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. Any other activities that you want to talk about from the town? Dan?
I don't think so.
Dan, I think this is town. Those red buildings are down by Club Street. The village, I'm sorry. So for the village, maybe
Yep.
we'll get to it. I've
Yep.
noticed they tore
I am
down
gonna
one.
get to.
All right.
Did you have?
I can't wait. So sorry about that.
Okay,
So that was my first thing. So
Perfect.
that is village owned across from East End Park. One down, one is pending asbestos report and the bids from 3 different companies. So that should be happening pretty quickly. There was asbestos in, I don't know that there was in the first building. It's down. The second, the cinder block building, the larger one, the old cheese factory, it's probably going to go more into August, depending on how fast this contractor could get in there, be chosen.
And the idea was to go ahead and raise both those,
Yes.
but it was to go ahead and do additional parking to be determined what that looks like.
So right
There's no
now,
funding.
We have a contract with a individual who is basically funding the whole thing because he is a, I guess we call him an angel donor.
I like that.
I think we're paying $900 in the contract. And his plan is to, after the buildings are down, it will be seeded or sodded in areas, maybe a little hedge towards Mandy's side to give her a little hedging there. And that will be basically a green space for now. The village down the road can choose to do something else with it. And do more of a parking situation, but there, right now, it's just to clean it up. Buildings will be down. It could ultimately be sold again. So there's no plan in place yet, other than it's going to look a lot better.
Yeah, we're just getting rid of, we got rid of the old boats and now we're getting rid of the red buildings. Things are spiffing up here in Cape Vincent.
Great place for a grocery store.
Yeah.
I was so excited
think
when
it's
those
large
buildings were
and-
going down.
I know.
Thinking, oh, money came available. I'm just like, I was asleep when it came out. Because I've had people, and I don't fish, but I've had people that do tournaments and they said, look, the East End Park is wonderful.
Yep.
It's not big enough to host a major type tournament because there's not enough parking for the boats. But man, get that place across the street and then combine, then they would actually take a serious look at hosting some of those other tournaments potentially in Cape Vincent.
They are starting to use the back lot behind there. I saw a lot of trailers and boats or vehicles in this last weekend. So yeah, whether that ultimately becomes, we were looking at that special semi-permeable, it looks like grass, but it's got these tubes in it, so it's a base for parking. I think they have it at one of the state parks. So that's potentially, if that's where it ends up, but nothing has been decided, so.
But I guess on the parking thing, for example, we posted them in Clayton out of the Antique Boat Museum. There's no big parking lot for everybody there either.
No,
You know,
they have to find parking.
And
I would love
Hammond,
to
they
see
certainly-
some kind of a nice retail place there, but part of pilot, payment in lieu of taxes is they have their parking in the front and then in the back, they pave it and they let all the boats go back there. So you get taxes.
Well, and there is a way, I mean, the town has property behind that, we'll have to talk about what is
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be the best use for that,
Sure.
definitely. It'd be ideal if there could be a little retail something in there,
Yeah,
and then we could
Like
get
boat things.
the vehicles and the trailers in that back section, where you wouldn't necessarily have to look at the parking lot when
Right.
you come in.
Yeah.
Are they getting revenue out of the put-in fees? Somebody told me the other day, I
Yes,
use it all the time, I was like, "Well, I didn't know you were supposed to do that."
No.
Because they saw me do it. I
Mary
was
is
like,
collecting, yes,
Okay.
I'll give you an update
Is there
next
an
time.
honor box?
There it is.
There is, yes.
And there's also stickers, right? You can buy like a
Yes, you can get
sticker
a
for your
season
boat.
pass if you're a resident.
Okay.
2 different, so you can get those from Mary for a very reasonable rate. But yes, people are starting to put into that, and which is great, because we will need to start having a staff.
So I need to
person.
stop telling people it's free because
It's, it is not free. Well,
what is the charge?
it's, but,
$5
yeah.
in, $5 per use. That's standard.
Let's see, so that was the main thing, red building down, one coming down. I didn't get the debriefing yet on the charger. Do you think that's still worth doing?
Yes.
Okay,
I do,
I will do that.
because probably whatever's gonna be from NIPA will be a grant.
Okay,
So whatever we can find out.
okay.
Um,
So
but I
that's,
have a feeling it could be 100% grant
right,
was
is
my,
what we were told
yeah,
informally. Okay.
yeah.
And then the other thing is the ferry, the lot, that George Horn, and now the estate owns, we do have a purchase offer on it, the village does. And we're very hopeful that that will be agreed to. They'll get a bigger break on the debt owed, but we feel like it's worth it to secure the spot. Doesn't guarantee, because it's still, we need that Canadian group to get the ferry going and work their deal, but at least we will have secured the property. And if, worst case scenario, if they can't make it work, that could be sold as well, or
Mhm.
done something with. So it hasn't been accepted yet, but it's
At least
going
there's an
back to them.
offer on the table. That's
Yes.
good.
This side only, right?
Just this side, yes. Jerry was able to talk directly to Bruce, and Bruce started calling him directly, so,
Good.
That's a positive sign.
yeah, so it sounds, unless the attorney comes up with some other language that's less friendly, it sounded like it was gonna go forward, so we're hopeful.
And we needed that to make it US owned in order to apply grant on your other things too.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. And really well, we didn't want it. The Canadians did put it up, or the Horn Estate put it up on the public market, but they weren't getting any bites at what did they put it up there for? 425, I think, or 400,000. So that's when Jerry was able to get a hold of Bruce, and I think they know now they're not going to get that big number that they were dreaming about. And yes, that way we had already applied for the grant and got the grant from New York Forward, which we had to essentially give back. We could have made that, but the same person who's donated to make the lot across East End Park visually nicer is very interested in, if the ferry gets going again, making that a very showcase entry port.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
good stuff.
All right,
Fingers crossed.
Lori at the last minute, said she couldn't make it and she had no updates. So the last thing on the agenda is this letter of support. So Morgan Spencer, hopefully you all had a chance there. She's got a nonprofit, Sustainable Success. The idea is to try to get corporate donors to fund a study that would say, how do we support businesses year round? So I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at that. The request is that I sign a letter of support from the LDC. So the question is, do you guys want me to do that? Do you not want me to do that?
That's all it is?
It's just a letter of support.
Spiritual support.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's on behalf of the Cape Vincent Local Development Corporation, I'm pleased to offer support for the initiative being developed by Sustainable Success to explore strategies for launching and sustaining year-round business activity in communities that have traditionally depended on seasonal economies. The town and village of Cape Vincent, located on the beautiful St. Lawrence River, are deeply rooted in tourism, agriculture, and small business. While our region thrives on warmer months, we face considerable economic slowdowns in off-season. An issue that impacts job stability, business retention, housing, and overall community vitality. These seasonal patterns hinder long-term planning and prevent our local economy from reaching its full potential. A structured evaluation of how rural and tourism dependent areas like ours can transition into year-round economic activity would be a game changer. The ability to understand what conditions foster successful, sustainable growth throughout the year would allow our corporation to implement initiatives without the common pitfalls that come with trial and error approaches. Seasonality, while a natural part of life in many rural communities, can also be a barrier to progress. It discourages young professionals and entrepreneurs from investing locally, reduces access to essential services, and limits our capacity to grow in ways that benefit residents across all demographics. For communities like Cape Vincent, having access to targeted practical solutions would open the door for renewed energy, opportunity, and resilience. We strongly believe that the insights generated from this research could have direct, lasting impact on our region, and we are happy to support the pursuit of funding and broader engagement for this important work.
I'd make a motion to.
Make a
you to
motion to sign, for me to sign.
Sure.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that's it. We need a motion to adjourn. Dan, I did the best I
Do we
could.
need a motion for you to advertise in the paper for a board member for?
Yeah, probably. When do we want to do that, though?
We want them on board by September, I think.
Well-
Tomorrow,
Yeah,
I mean, soon.
No
Soon,
reason
right,
not to do it.
right.
okay.
So,
Yeah, so let's have a motion.
I'll
Carol,
motion.
oh, Dave's got a motion.
Second.
Carol, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Holy cow,
Anybody else?
covered a lot.
And we got Dave as a second. All in favor?
Better than-
Off to French Festival, everybody.
Thank you.
Survive the weekend.
Thank you, Karen.